Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You'll have to forgive me for sounding a little bit rough tonight, but, well, some things are worth doing a quick episode on. And so, as you guessed it, we are talking about Colorado. So, to start off with, this is from December 11th of this year. To protect our democracy, Donald Trump must be barred from the Colorado ballot. Ahead of another massively important election, there must be consequences for insurrection and political violence. Allie Belknap, a woman who has a nonprofit organization dedicated to protecting American core values and democracy, truly someone that we can look up to for all our best interests as the little peons. Someone who is going to be wandering around and at the mixers and bending the ear of the powerful. So, that gets us to today's headlines. Colorado Supreme Court blocks Trump from 2024 ballot in historic insurrection ruling. Opinion on landmark case widely expected to be appealed to U.S. Supreme Court. Now, it should be noted that this is purely the Colorado primary ballot. And another nonprofit, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, filed a lawsuit in September alleging that Trump's actions in relation to the Jan 6 attack on the U.S. Capitol disqualify him from office under the 14th Amendment. And then, so this is basically convicting him in absentia without even charges. I'm not sure what the legal term would be, but yeah, this is kangaroo court territory. This is rather ridiculous. And in the court's 4-3 decision, Justices Monica Marquez, William Hood, Richard Gabriel, Melissa Hart made up the majority, while Chief Justice Brian Boatwright, Justices Carlos Samore, and Maria Birkenkotter dissented. All 7 judges on the Supreme Court appointed by Democratic governor. So, this, I think, comes down to purely personal bias. You have 3 justices who basically realize that there's been no conviction, and it's ridiculous. It really is. And I think the best thing is to send this into the federal system where it can properly be ruled over, because this is a kangaroo court. And it's a damn shame that Colorado has gone down this rabbit hole. And justices really and truly are people who, most of the time, even if with their personal biases, don't allow them, if they're a good justice, allow them to let that interfere with their ability to adjudicate correctly, but that's clearly not the case. So, in this appeal from district court proceedings in Colorado election code, the Supreme Court's considered whether former President Donald J. Trump may appear on Colorado Republican presidential primary ballot in 2024. Majority of the court holds that Trump is disqualified from holding office under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. Because he is disqualified, it would be a wrongful act under the election code for the Colorado Secretary of State to list him as a candidate on the primary ballot. The court stays its ruling until January 2024, subject to further appellate proceedings. Basically, this is all done for show. And they've even put the stay in, basically trying to run out the clock, trying to run out the holiday season. And I really think they should be called out on this in a very civil manner. It's like, no, you're making things very obtuse and difficult and leading to what I consider kind of a poking of the bear kind of moment. So, Politico, just to again, I tried to get some local sources first. Colorado Supreme Court says Trump is ineligible to run again. Yada, yada, yada. We went to the horse's mouth. But I think what is really telling in this is paragraphs like this. Trump's rhetoric ginned up far-right extremists, the court concluded, many of whom came to Washington prepared for violence before Trump ultimately told them to go to the Capitol and fight like hell. Talk about selective editing, but this is what you expect from yellow journalism. And it's a 133-page opinion, and I gotta say, for as quickly as this came out, I don't think anybody is really going to be able to delve into that properly before the weekend. But we shall see, won't we? And I think this is actually really telling. Justice Maria Birkenkotter also dissented, arguing Colorado courts don't have the authority to consider the question presented by those challenging Trump. So, yeah. It's one of these... The dissenters see that as what it is, basically saying, no, we haven't had a conviction, we can't really go into it. And again, at least they say it's the primary. Trump barred from Colorado primary in U.S. Capitol. Attack on our democracy. But the question I really have is this going to be treated as something that's really election interference? And that's the question we really should have. Because primaries are technically not really elections under... It's like basically giant organizational elections here in the United States. So people who are members or registered with a party where that's required, or people who want to participate voluntarily, you could vote for dog catcher in a primary if you wanted. So the question is, can what is technically a private organization's primary process something that's going to be interfered with and therefore kind of invalidated? And I hope the Supreme Court will take this up quickly and basically slap it down simply because there's been no trial or conviction of Trump on this matter. And that's where we hope to leave it. So, hopefully you all are going to have a Merry Christmas coming up, and I will catch you next time. Bleach out.